Hello, hello again, everybody. Zach Attack is here with the Atakline for this Thursday, January the 29th, 2015. Alright, let's kick things off with your Billboard #1s for the week. Well, we have a new #1 album. As Megan Trainor's 1 Week Wayne at the top, with Idol after ending the seemingly never-ending reign of Taylor Swift's 1989. And then, like I said, after only 1 week, to Fall Out Boy and their album, American Beauty, American Psycho, landed at the top. Third #1 album for them in their career. First #1 album was back in 2007 with Infinity on High. The last album, Save Rock and Roll, was the last #1. The second, now, like I said, third #1 album for them. American Beauty, American Psycho, preceded by the somewhat hit single Centuries. As you know, they're going on the road with Wiz Khalifa this summer. So there you go. Congrats to Fall Out Boy for getting the top of the album charts. But I should say remaining at the top when it comes to our #1 single. Still, for the 4th week in a row, remaining at the top. Uptown Funk, Mark Ronson. Yes, he had a top 5 debut with the album, but still, Uptown Funk still #1, reigning supreme on the singles chart. So congrats to Mr. Ronson and also Bruno Mars. Now, speaking of Bruno Mars, it was last year Bruno Mars was a Super Bowl halftime performer, which I think he did pretty well. I was nervous because he didn't have the amount of hits to carry him. I thought the Chili Peppers were needed as a special guest, but I don't think they were needed. Bruno kicked ass without him. And of course, as we all know, this year's Super Bowl halftime performer is Katy Perry. I've been anxious about her performance ever since she was announced. I saw her Prismatic World Tour. I thought she was absolutely fantastic. And I know she's going to put on a heck of a show. And she knows it herself. And she, of course, gave some subtle hints during her Super Bowl press conference today in Arizona. And Glenn's there. Katy, of course, gave away some hints about the show. And her director, Hamish Hamilton, kind of elaborated on what Katy said at the press conference, saying that the entrance and exit are going to be nothing that you've ever seen before. Katy's promising lions and sharks to be involved in the show. And she's also saying there might be a medley of sorts, because she has so many hit singles, and not 1 but 2 special guests, which I'll get to in a second. So she's saying there'll be a medley. She's also saying she'll be live, mostly live, no lip sync, no backing tracks. That's what she's saying. That's what she said. And she's saying fantastic costumes, a flaming hot costume for the opener, and not 1 but 2 special guests. We do know 1 guest is for certain, Lenny Kravitz. She said that their part in the show will be very soulful. But she also gave away, well, didn't exactly give away, but gave away just a hint of another performer. She said that there's a rumored secret surprise guest to be added to the show. She only gave the following hints. It's a throwback that needed some more shine, she should say. And she said, nothing more than female fun night. And that faces will melt when the opening chord is lit. Now, I went through so many speculations in my head. I'm like, okay, maybe Joan Jett. But then I was like, needed some more shine. That's the name of an album of Cyndi Lauper's. Female fun. More like girl fun. Girls just want to have fun. So, maybe it's Cyndi Lauper. And I think Katy has covered her song before. I think on one of her tours, not the one I went to, but one of her previous tours, Katy has covered Girls Just Want to Have Fun. So, I don't think her face-melting quote will exist for Cyndi Lauper, but still, it would be intriguing if it is Cyndi Lauper. That's my prediction. Cyndi Lauper. But we'll see who is going to pop up with Katy Perry. And Katy, even though she's focused on her show, which she said will be very different from the Prismatic World Tour, different staging than the Prismatic, and I love the Prismatic World Tour. I think that's a good move. Because she's in between legs right now, that tour, and also for people like me, they don't want to see that same show again, but at least it's something completely different, she said. She also kept in touch with the NFL news, making fun of Deflategate, saying that nothing in my show will be deflated, and of course quoting Marshawn Lynch, the unpress-friendly player who lashed out at the press during media day, but then having a quote that Katy Perry said, I'm here so I won't get fined. I'm just here so I won't get fined. He's been known to say like these phrases when he talks to the press. Like Marshawn Lynch kept saying the same phrase for like 20 times. Like, I'm thankful. I'm thankful. And he did that with his press conference. I'm just here so I won't get fined. Katy said that twice, but not the entire press conference, like Marshawn did. Because she was asked the same question twice. Like, what guy are you looking to hit on? Without mentioning Gronk, who did sing her song during Media Day. Katy answered it the first time, but then the second time, she quoted Marshawn Lynch. She is a Seahawks fan. She said she's friends with Russell Wilson, so she's cheering on the Seahawks because she knows Russell Wilson. She likes guys named Russell. Russell Brand? Anyway, she also brought a dog on stage and threw a football and looking good in a football-themed miniskirt with a lot of balls on her skirt. And she looked good in it too. Like, always, she always looks good. And I know she'll look absolutely great when she hits that stage this Sunday as part of the Pepsi Super Bowl 49 halftime show. So there you go with that. Speaking of animals that do talk, today the trailer for Ted 2 came out. I saw the first one in the theaters. My cousins love the movie. They were addicted. They've seen the movie like multiple times. And I went with them for the multiple times they saw it. And it was a funny movie. I love the movie. And they had the DVD, they had t-shirts, they were quoting that shit like crazy. And now the trailer came out for the second movie. Of course, one noticeable omission, Nomi Lakunis, who played Mark Wahlberg, who is back, love interest in the first movie. But the premise of the second movie, from what we see in the trailer, is that Ted the teddy bear married his girlfriend from the last movie. And now they're about to have a kid. And then he has to go in court to prove that he's a human. And hijinks ensue. And it looks awesome. There's some funny parts in the trailer. I'm looking forward to seeing the movie when it comes out June the 26th. So I hope to see it in theaters. Because mostly I haven't gone to a theater in a while. Mostly I just wait till it comes out on Redbox. Because I don't have Netflix anymore. I used to have Netflix, but I got rid of that for the WWE Network. For $9.99. That's Attack Sports Talk. This is the Atakline Sport. Atakline Talk. So there you go. Ted 2 trailer looks awesome. Now, speaking of Atakline Talk, I have updates on Monday's Atakline. Of course, I talked about 3 news articles on Monday's Atakline. Now I have some updates that has happened since I mentioned them on Monday's Atakline. First things first, the Blink-182 situation. Now, I mentioned on Monday that Tom DeLonge, according to a press statement, left the band. Tom said he didn't, yet just hours after I made the Atakline on Monday, Mark and Travis spoke otherwise on Rolling Stone, calling Tom an ungrateful bonehead. Saying that in a lengthy interview, saying that a few months ago, Travis has his festival that he's co-owner in presenting, and he asked Tom and I if we would like to play it. No problem, of course. That's what all started. That's this festival with some guy from Alkaline Trio filing in. And they also work on the next album. They said they got an email from Tom's manager saying that Tom is out direct quote. This is the same exact email we got back in 2004. That's why I thought the same thing. It's like 10 years ago, they went on a definite hiatus. Now they're back together. Which they said they just came back together just because of Travis's car accident. A plane accident, should I say, with Adam AM. And Tom responded himself after his band calls him being an immigrant bonehead, stating on a very lengthy letter to Facebook. Saying that I don't say I quit. I just say I don't like commitment. He didn't like committing to things because they were trying to get him, the other band members were trying to commit him to the festival and all that shit. And like I said, like Blink-182 is always dysfunctional. That's what Tom said in his early statement. But this dysfunctionality got too far, and one of them was left. And like I said, this very lengthy letter saying that they were recording an EP. This EP was a test, they said. That months later we were recording those songs. Studio for 2 months. It came around for 11 days. I didn't mind leading the charts, but we had all agreed to give it 100%. This time, no baggage. Despite that, we somehow managed to self-sabotage. It was after this episode that I promised myself I would never be in that position again. Are they at fault? Am I? Of course, I'm not. But it's 3 of us we're all accountable. At the end of the day, we've always been dysfunctional, which is why we haven't talked in months, but we never did. In the 8 years we've been together, it's always been that way. So I told my manager that I'll do Big 182 as long as it was fun and work with other commitments in my life. But Mark and Travis know all of this. They wrote the same letter to them a year ago, but it created a massive argument. The biggest one yet, actually. I just wanted to do things we all agreed upon. But that was their moment to dig in. From their view, I was controlling everything. In reality, I was scared to put myself out there again, to repeat the EP experience. So it is sad that he left, and like I said, I quoted him earlier, never planned on quitting, just found it hard to commit. That our relationship got poisoned. And it's going to be sad to see Blink go down 2 guys. You know, they went on hiatus 10 years ago because of one guy not wanting, and it was the same guy. So that's kind of weird. You got back together, and you thought relationships were still stagnant, but still dysfunctional, but dysfunctional you can handle. But apparently Tom couldn't handle it, and he left the band indefinitely. Despite, I thought he didn't leave. He said he didn't leave, but then, of course, the statements were then said by the other 2 members saying that he did leave, and that what led to this. So it's breakup drama galore with Blink 182. With Tom gone. Like I said, Blink with 2 guys left, Travis and Mark. They were set to perform at a festival with the Atakline trio guy filling in for Tom. But who knows what the future holds beyond that festival, if they will record a new album or not. Now, with an update on the Lil Wayne situation with Young Money. Now, I said on Monday as well that Lil Wayne was planning to sue his label for $8 million about withholding the album The Carter 5 from being released. Well, I was right that Lil Wayne was suing Young Money. But now for more money than we all thought. $51 million! According to the suit, Lil Wayne says that Cash Money and its CEO, Birdman, has withheld millions and millions of dollars for his upcoming unreleased album, The Carter 5, according to TMZ. Lil Wayne said the label was supposed to pay him an $8 million advance, plus $2 million once it was delivered. The album was completed in December, but Lil Wayne says he has not seen any of the money. The New Orleans native claims he should be allowed to end his contract with the label and receive payment of $51 million instead. In addition to his artistic freedom, Lil Wayne has asked the judge to declare him joint copyright holder of all Young Money recordings. That's what the report also said earlier in the week that I read after I made the Atakline statement that not only do he want money, he also wants to leave the label along with his Young Money imprint. That includes the contracts of Drake and Nicki Minaj, who are all incorporated in Young Money. So there you go. Speaking of getting nasty, this whole Young Money, Cash Money thing, Lil Wayne and Birdman is getting really nasty about a second. Laws get involved, it's no fun. And that's the thing with Blink. Laws are getting involved with Tom's manager and all that shit. So there you go. Lil Wayne storing Young Money, Cash Money as I stated on Monday, but for more money than we thought, 51 mil. Now also on Monday, talked about the amicable settlement with Tom Petty getting a songwriting credit for Stay With Me by Sam Smith, sounding too identical to I Won't Back Down. Well, Sam Smith said it was pure coincidence. Tom kind of echoed that statement, that he's now giving his songwriting credit, but he's not going to get a Grammy. I mentioned that the song is nominated for a Grammy, but Tom and Jeff, who, like I said, are now songwriting credits on the song, will not get a Grammy unless it's for Tom's album, which is nominated for Best Album, Rock Album, because they didn't want anything new for the project. Tom made a laid-back response saying that, about the Sam Smith thing, let me say I have never had any hard feelings towards Sam. All my years of songwriting have shown that these things do happen, that songs may sound like other songs, like Lady Gaga and Madonna. I mentioned that. The comparison with Born This Way sounding too much like Express Yourself. Most times you catch it before it gets out the studio door, but in this case, it got by. Sam's people were very understanding about the predicament and easily came to an agreement. The word lawsuit was never said. It was never my intention. No more was to be said about it. How it got out to the press is beyond Sam or myself. Sam did the right thing, and I thought no more about this. A musical accident, no more, no less. And this time, we live in this is hardly news. In this time we live in, this is hardly news. I wish Sam all the best for his ongoing career. Peace and love to all. So it's kind of a self way of saying it. That kind of a good way to go out, tell him no animosity. Just say, hey, it happened. We agreed upon this. We came to an amicable agreement. No lawsuit, no bullshit. Let's move on. Good luck at the Grammys. Which Sam was nominated for a lot. So there you go with that. Tom Petty responds to the Sam Smith situation with him being added as a songwriting credit to Stay With Me. Stay with me. No, I won't back down. See what I mean? Just pure coincidence. But hey, it was handled right. It was handled with care. To quote another Tom Petty song. With the Traveling Wilburys. That is it for the Atakline for today. Thank you very much for watching. With that 9, y'all, been attacked by the news from Zach. See you later. Yeah.